Hey everybody, Emmanuel Daroux here, and welcome to the shop. Today we're diving headfirst into the world of woodworking with our countdown of the top 20 jigs and tools no shop should be without. That's right, we're talking about the gadgets and gizmos that separate the weekend warrior from the true artisan. Whether you're a seasoned woodworker or just starting out, these tools will make your projects easier, safer, and dare I say, more enjoyable. We're talking about those tools that make you say, now why didn't I think of that? So grab your coffee, pull up a workbench, and let's get started. Kicking off our list at number 20 is the venerable Crosscut Sled. Now you might be thinking, a sled for my saw? What is this, Santa's workshop? But trust me folks, this jig is a game changer, especially when it comes to making accurate crosscuts on your table saw. We've all been there trying to wrestle a large piece of plywood on the table saw, hoping and praying our cut stays straight. A crosscut sled takes all that drama out of the equation. It's essentially a sliding platform that rides in the miter slots of your table saw, giving you a stable and accurate platform to guide your workpiece through the blade. No more crooked cuts, no more dangerous binding, just clean, precise crosscuts every time. And the best part, you can build one yourself with just a few scraps of plywood and a little bit of elbow grease. Coming in at number 19 is a jig that's near and dear to my heart, the Dovetail Jig. Now I know what you're thinking, dovetails, those fancy interlocking joints that scream I paid someone a fortune to make this? Well, fear not my friends, because a dovetail jig takes all the mystery and intimidation out of this classic joint. Dovetails have been a hallmark of fine woodworking for centuries, prized for their strength and beauty. They're like the artisanal man bun of the woodworking world, but cutting them by hand, that's a skill that takes years to master. That's where the Dovetail Jig comes in. It guides your router or special dovetail saw to create those perfectly fitted tails and pins, making you look like a woodworking wizard in no time. Trust me, once you start incorporating dovetails into your projects, you'll never go back to those flimsy butt joints again. At number 18 we have a jig that's all about speed, strength, and simplicity, the pocket hole jig. Now some woodworking purists might turn their noses up at pocket holes, but let me tell you, this jig is a lifesaver, especially for those who value efficiency without sacrificing strength. Imagine this, you need to join two pieces of wood, but you don't have the time or the patience to fiddle with complicated joinery. Enter the pocket hole jig. This handy tool allows you to drill angled holes and then drive screws at an angle, creating incredibly strong joints that are hidden from view. Pocket hole joinery is perfect for everything from building cabinets and shelves to assembling furniture frames. It's like the duct tape of woodworking. It might not be the prettiest solution, but it's strong, versatile, and gets the job done. Sliding into number 17 are featherboards, the unsung heroes of the woodworking shop. They might not be flashy, but these simple devices are essential for both safety and accuracy when working with power tools like table saws and router tables. Think of featherboards as your extra set of hands, providing consistent pressure against your workpiece to keep it firmly secured against the fence or table. This not only makes your cuts cleaner and more precise, but it also prevents dangerous kickback, which is never a good time. Featherboards are typically made from a piece of wood or plastic with a series of flexible fingers that apply pressure to the workpiece. They come in various shapes and sizes to fit different applications, and you can even make your own with a little ingenuity. Remember folks, safety and accuracy go hand in hand in the woodworking world. Coming in strong at number 16 is the Dowel Jig, a tool that proves you don't need fancy joinery to create sturdy and reliable furniture. Dowels, those humble wooden cylinders, have been used for centuries to add strength and stability to joints, and a doweling jig makes incorporating them into your projects a breeze. Essentially, a doweling jig ensures your dowel holes are perfectly aligned in both pieces of wood you're joining. No more guesswork, no more wonky joints that look like they've had one too many trips to the pub. Whether you're building cabinets, tables, or even toys, a doweling jig will quickly become your go-to for creating strong, long-lasting joints. Plus, it's incredibly satisfying to see those dowels slide perfectly into place. At number 15 we're tackling the king of woodworking joints, the mortise and tenon. Now, traditionally cutting mortise and tenon joints by hand was a rite of passage for woodworkers, a test of skill and patience. But let's be honest, we live in the 21st century, and time is precious. That's where the Tenoning Jig comes in, saving you time and frustration, while still allowing you to create these beautiful and strong joints. A Tenoning Jig used in conjunction with your table saw or router table, guides your cuts to create perfectly sized and shaped tenons, the protruding tongues of the joint. It takes the guesswork out of the process, ensuring a snug fit with the mortise, or the corresponding hole, in the other piece of wood. Mortise and tenon joints are renowned for their strength and durability, and they're commonly used in everything from furniture making to timber framing. With a Tenoning Jig, you can achieve professional-looking results without the years of practice. Coming in at a sleek number 14 is the Tapering Jig, a tool that adds a touch of elegance and sophistication to your woodworking projects. Tapers, those gradual changes in width or thickness, can transform a plain piece of wood into a thing of beauty, adding visual interest and refinement. Now, cutting tapers accurately on a table saw can be a bit of a nail-biter, but a tapering jig takes the stress out of the equation. It securely guides your workpiece at a precise angle, ensuring a smooth, consistent taper every time. Whether you're crafting elegant furniture legs, creating dynamic shelving units, or adding a touch of flair to picture frames, a tapering jig will become your best friend. It's like having a magic wand that transforms ordinary boards into extraordinary creations. At number 13, we're diving into the world of box making with the Joint Jig. Box joints, those interlocking finger-like joints, are not only strong and durable, but also add a touch of craftsmanship and visual appeal to any box. Cutting box joints accurately by hand can be a test of patience and precision, but a joint jig simplifies the process, allowing you to create perfectly spaced and sized fingers with ease. It's like having a tiny team of woodworking elves working tirelessly on your behalf. Whether you're crafting jewelry boxes, keepsake chests, or even sturdy toolboxes, a joint jig will elevate your projects to the next level. And the best part? There's a certain satisfaction that comes from opening and closing a well-made box with perfectly fitted box joints. Taking the number 12 spot is the Cutting Jig, a tool that brings curves and circular delights to your woodworking world. Circles can add a touch of softness, whimsy, and visual interest to your projects, but cutting them accurately can be a real pain in the, well, a cutting jig attaches to your router, transforming it into a precision circle cutting machine. It allows you to easily adjust the diameter of your circles, from small decorative inlays to large tabletops. With a cutting jig, you'll be whipping up lazy Susans, round picture frames, and even curved furniture components like a pro. It's like having a compass on steroids, guiding your router to create perfectly round shapes every time. Coming in at a respectable number 11 is the router table, a workhorse of a tool that expands the capabilities of your router, transforming it from a handheld tool into a stationary powerhouse. If you're serious about woodworking, a router table is a must-have. Imagine this, you have a router, a wonderfully versatile tool, but using it freehand can be a bit like trying to write calligraphy on a galloping horse. A router table provides a stable and secure platform for your router, allowing you to make precise cuts, create decorative edges, and route perfect dottos and rabbets with ease. It's like giving your router a dedicated workshop, complete with a sturdy table, a fence for guiding your workpiece, and often even dust collection capabilities. With a router table, the possibilities are endless. Sliding into number 10 is the trusty miter gauge, a tool that's been a staple in woodworking shops for generations. While it might seem like a simple device, the miter gauge is essential for making accurate crosscuts and angle cuts on your table saw. Essentially, a miter gauge is a sliding guide that rides in the miter slots of your table saw, allowing you to make precise cuts at various angles. It's particularly useful for creating miter joints, those angled cuts that form perfect corners for picture frames, boxes, and other projects. While many table saws come with a basic miter gauge, investing in a high-quality miter gauge can make a world of difference in the accuracy and precision of your cuts. It's like upgrading from a bicycle to a sports car. You'll be amazed at the difference in performance. At number 9, we have a tool that's less about fancy joinery and more about keeping your precious fingers intact, the push stick. Now, I know push sticks might not be the sexiest tools in the shop, but trust me, they're your best friends when it comes to table saw safety. A push stick is essentially an extension of your hand, allowing you to guide your workpiece through the blade while keeping your fingers a safe distance away from those spinning teeth. It's a simple tool with a life-saving purpose. Never, and I mean never, use your hands to feed a workpiece close to the blade. Always use a push stick, a push block, or other safety devices to keep your hands out of harm's way. Remember, woodworking is supposed to be fun, and losing a finger is definitely not fun. Taking the number 8 spot are bench dogs, those sturdy metal companions that help you wrangle unruly workpieces on your workbench. If you've ever tried to plane or chisel a board that's sliding all over the place, you know the importance of a good bench dog. Bench dogs work in conjunction with the holes in your workbench, acting as adjustable stops to secure your workpiece firmly in place. They're like having an extra set of hands, freeing you up to focus on the task at hand without worrying about your workpiece taking a nosedive. Whether you're sawing, chiseling, carving, or sanding, bench dogs will become your best friends in the workshop, providing stability and security for your projects. Plus, they look pretty cool lined up on your workbench like a loyal pack of metal puppies. Coming in smooth at number 7 is the sanding drum kit, a versatile addition to your workshop arsenal that tackles curves, contours, and those hard-to-reach spots with ease. Sanding by hand is all well and good, but sometimes you need a little extra firepower. A sanding drum kit typically consists of a set of cylindrical sanding drums in various sizes, each with a different grit of sandpaper that attach to your drill press or a dedicated sanding drum stand. It's like having a mini drum sander at your disposal. From smoothing out curved edges on furniture components to creating decorative moldings and shaping irregular objects, a sanding drum kit will quickly become your go-to for all your sanding needs. Just be sure to wear a dust mask and eye protection. Things can get a bit dusty. At number 6, we have a tool that's all about precision and keeping things squared away, clamping squares. These handy devices are essential for ensuring your projects are assembled with perfect 90-degree angles, which is crucial for everything from building cabinets to constructing picture frames. Clamping squares typically consist of 2 rulers or straight edges joined together at a perfect 90-degree angle, with clamping jaws that allow you to secure them to your workpiece. They're like having a set of helping hands that hold everything perfectly square while the glue dries. Don't underestimate the importance of accurate clamping. A slight misalignment during glue-up can lead to a wonky project that drives you absolutely bonkers. Clamping squares are your insurance policy for square, professional-looking results. Coming in at a precise number 5 is the marking gauge, a tool that's all about making accurate lines and marks on your workpieces. While it might seem like a simple tool, the marking gauge is an indispensable part of any woodworker's toolkit. Essentially, a marking gauge consists of a beam with a sliding fence that holds a marking point, usually a sharp metal pin or knife. By adjusting the distance between the marking point and the fence, you can create precise lines parallel to an edge or surface. Whether you're laying out dovetail joints, marking tenon shoulders, or simply drawing a straight line on a board, a marking gauge will become your go-to tool for precision marking. It's like having a miniature ruler that always draws perfectly straight lines. At number 4, we have a set of tools that are essential for fine woodworking, joinery, and adding those handcrafted details that elevate your projects from ordinary to extraordinary: chisels. A good set of chisels is a woodworker's best friend, allowing you to shape, pare, and refine your work with precision and control. Chisels come in a variety of shapes and sizes, each designed for a specific purpose. From the robust mortise chisel for chopping out mortises, to the delicate paring chisel for fine detail work, there's a chisel for every task. Whether you're fine-tuning a dovetail joint, adding chamfers and bevels to edges, or carving intricate details, a set of sharp, well-maintained chisels will become an extension of your hands, allowing you to shape wood with artistry and finesse. Taking the number 3 spot is a saw that's been a favorite of woodworkers for centuries, renowned for its precision, control, and the satisfyingly clean cuts it produces, the Japanese pull saw. Unlike Western saws which cut on the push stroke, Japanese saws are designed to cut on the pull stroke, which provides greater control and accuracy. Japanese pull saws typically have thinner blades with finer teeth, allowing them to make incredibly precise cuts with minimal effort. They're available in a variety of styles, each designed for specific tasks, from cutting dovetails and tenons to trimming and detail work. If you're looking for a saw that will elevate your woodworking game, a Japanese pull saw is a worthwhile investment. It's like switching from a butter knife to a razor blade. You'll be amazed at the difference in precision and control. Coming in at a solid number 2 is the combination square, a tool that's as versatile as its name suggests. It's the Swiss Army knife of measuring and marking tools, combining the functions of a ruler, a square, a miter, and often even a level into one compact package. A combination square consists of a steel ruler with a sliding head that can be locked at any point along its length. The head typically has a 45-degree and a 90-degree angle, allowing you to make accurate square and miter marks. Some combination squares even include a spirit level for checking for plumb and level. Whether you're marking cut lines, checking for square, or laying out angles, the combination square will become your go-to tool for a wide range of woodworking tasks. It's like having a mini workshop in your pocket. And finally, taking the top spot at number 1 is a tool that's essential for any woodworker who demands absolute precision: the digital caliper. While traditional rulers and tape measures are fine for general measurements, sometimes you need to get down to the nitty-gritty, and that's where the digital caliper shines. Digital calipers provide incredibly accurate measurements, typically down to 1/1000th of an inch or even 1/100th of a millimeter. They're perfect for measuring lumber thickness, dowel diameters, mortise depths, and a whole host of other precise measurements. With its digital display and easy-to-use controls, the digital caliper takes the guesswork out of precision measuring. It's like having a microscopic eye that can discern the tiniest of differences in dimensions. Well folks, there you have it. Our top 20 woodworking jigs and tools to take your projects from May to masterpiece. Remember, woodworking is a journey, not a race. It's about learning new skills, tackling new challenges, and most importantly, having fun along the way. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more woodworking tips and tricks. Let me know in the comments what your must-have jigs and tools are. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, remember, measure twice, cut once, and keep those fingers safe. Happy woodworking.